Welcome to part 2 of the model injector tutorial. In the first tutorial, we had just finished extracting the .MDL0 file from the .brres. You should have that file right here. I'm just deleting nothing files. This is what you should look like-ish. I mean, as long as you have the BRRES and the .MDL0, you're fine. We need to first, to start off this, open your MDL0 file in Brawl. What we're going to be doing in this tutorial specifically is editing the materials 1. And what this, I'll explain why we need to edit these over other things. The reason is, when you select one of these things, and you go down over here to unknown 6, it has a number here that isn't 0. Brawl will crash if a number that isn't 0 is an unknown 6. What we are going to be doing is moving this number 1440 to here through the use of hex. How do we do this? You'll find out. If you're wondering why I'm doing this one instead of the first one, it's because this one is a very visual texture. These ones are just smaller textures. You will have to do every single one of these, but just because I'm only going to do one on this one, and you'll just watch the tutorial again to do all the other ones, I'm going to choose this one so that you can see it at the end. Also note that this game has quite a few. Some games have very few, and some might have more. It varies depending on the character. So if you only have like 3 or 4 in here, don't be worried. Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games only has 2, so don't worry about it. The MDL0 offset is the number that we need. This number is written in decimal form, not hexadecimal. Select this, and click, and Control Copy. Close that Brawlbox for now. Go to Google or something and type in hex converter, or do it yourself however you want. Control V, get that converted to hexadecimal. 7460 is our hex offset for that material 1. Right here it's a hex addition calculator. You can do this however you want, but basically you have to make that hex number we got, 00007460. You need to add on to that number 00000414. However you do that doesn't matter. I would suggest using this calculator. Just type in hex addition calculator and follow along. This is the second number that we need, 7874. This will tie in later. Open up your hex editor now. We're going to get started on the actual hexing. Drag your Frank model, or whatever model you're doing, does not matter. This process is exactly the same for all of them, with some minor exceptions. But you're probably not doing those. So, our first number is 7460. On our offset H, go to that number. 7460 is right here. This is our material 1 header. Remember from part 1, we had the model header. This is the material 1 header. And what we need to do from this number is add 00000038. And how we can do that is just by going down 1, down 1, down 1, and over 8 to here. Right here, sorry. Select this group of 4 and delete it. We're done with the first number now. Now the second number comes into play. What we're doing is adding 00000414 onto this, and that's where we're going, 7874. Scroll down until you get there. Right here. Then 1, 2, 3, 4 should be here. Right here we need to add 1 byte of zeros, which just means 8 zeros. So copy it from somewhere and Control V right in front of that. So as you can see, we just added 4 groups. You're done with that. That's all it takes to hex one material 1. But the problem is there's so many. Don't worry, it actually doesn't take that long. And once you get good at it, you can do it really fast. So save this, something spiffy, like O2, so that if you do it wrong, you will have a backup to work with. And remember, it saves as all files, so save it as whatever the name is, .mdl0. Save. We're done with the hex editor for now, unless you're continuing on to do multiple materials. Go to where you have your material files, open up the MDL0 file that you just edited. It should be O2. Notice how it didn't crash. That's good. If it crashes, do everything again. But it didn't. So open material 1, click on this bad boy right here, go down, unknown 6 is 0. Perfect. That will not crash Brawl. Now you just need to do the same thing for everything else. How do we preview if this texture actually works? Well, if you go to preview this, no textures will pop up because this is just the model file and has no texture data. What we need to do is close this and open up our BRRES file. Open 3D models and replace with that model you just fixed. If you don't know about replacing things or anything, check out my previous tutorials. Preview this. Zoom out a little bit. Turn off bones. And as you can see, we're starting to get something here. Frank West has some texture. This was part 2. Next time we're going to be moving on to polygons. And also, we will have, so once you have fixed every single material 1, go to the next tutorial. Thanks for watching, and hope this works for you. Thanks.